Hello and welcome to the show. I'm David Dickinson and this is The Real Deal. Now today, the location brings back great memories to me. We're in Blackpool. It really is fantastic.
On the show today,
Wilco.
it's a roller coaster ride for Henry.
I'm looking for as much money as I can get, and I'm going to push Henry as fast as I can.
It's not often I get this bullied.
But you've got lovely eyes, you know.
Oh, and flattered.
There are headaches for Joe and Faye.
My brain hurts just thinking about it.
What can you do with a silver spoon? I might end up just stirring my coffee with them.
Well, you've got some nice spoons to do it with.
But Tracy's in her element.
I am the golden girl.
You know that this girl is as sharp as razors. She knows this job backwards.
So, there you go.
What better way to start things off in Blackpool than with a bit of sparkle? And for our Tracy, Christmas has come early.
Well, I've got some Swarovski. Try again with the pronunciation. Swarovski. Christmas decorations on my table, and I have to say they're fab. I'm Tracy.
So why aren't you keeping them for your tree, Kay?
Because my Christmas tree is this big and I haven't got room for them.
Right. How big?
This big.
Fair enough. What's the notepad for, though?
To write things down on.
Ask a silly question.
Where did you get them from?
I inherited them from my mum. She died last year. Started off by buying her the first crystal a good few years ago.
Okay.
And she's sort of carried on the collection all the way.
And they're all different years.
They're all different years.
So I'm just going to pick this one up and have a nosy. They're amazing, aren't they? Swarovski crystal Christmas decorations. And they've got silver mounts.
It's actually silver crystal.
I've got you, because you probably know more about these than I do.
Only a little bit.
I'm just looking at them and I'm thinking, oh, wow, they're fab, because they're so blingy. Swarovski, they started in 1895, and they're Austrian. Now, they have become famous, I would say, last 30, 40 years ago, because they're doing this modern crystal. They're fabulous, the quality's superb, and they're absolutely beautiful. And you've got 18 in total, and I think if I actually purchased these, I would just keep them and use them.
And they do look beautiful on the Christmas tree, you know, the green Christmas tree.
I bet they do. They are fab. They're very me, I love bling. I do. So, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some money out and see if we can buy them. Okay?
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 200. That mean keep going? I think I need to get a bit more out, don't I?
I don't think your bag's not big enough.
All right, well, I think I'm done. I think I've had it. So, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. Am I anywhere near? Not even warm. So I'm going to say 20, 40. So we're up to 340 at the moment. Do you want me to bring David in?
Is he going to give us some as well?
I don't know, you can ask him. He might buy them. He might buy them for his wife.
Well, it's a first for me, this. Let's get the pronunciation right. Are we Swarovski or?
Swarovski.
Swarovski, okay. Well, whatever it is, we've got this very interesting and unusual collection. We've got 350 to 5 and we've got 4 to 6. What's on the table?
340.
So we've got the lower part of the estimate here. And what are they worth a piece? Are they worth 50 quid a piece?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, that's what you'd have to pay for them now. Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit more money down on the table.
Right.
And then you can decide if you want to go to auction, because this is not my subject. I'm putting a bid down basically because they're pretty and I think they look nice on my Christmas tree. So we're 340, 360, 380, 400, and that's me done.
Okay. If you go to the auction, if you get £500, take away the commission, you're going to come home with about that money. I think on the day, £400 in cash, that's a good offer.
Now you've got a decision to make, I'm afraid.
Can I eke a little bit more out of you?
That's where I want to be.
So 1 second.
What are you doing in your notebook?
I'm working out how much each they are.
Well, this has never happened before.
Yeah, OK, because if I work it all out, they're working out at roughly what I paid for the first one anyway.
We got a deal?
We have, yes.
We have, you sure?
Yeah.
OK, thank you, Kay.
OK.
They're going to look absolutely divine on my Christmas tree. You know, I like a little bit of bling.
Oh, we hadn't noticed.
Thank you. Hope you have a nice Christmas.
Next up is this gorgeous picture frame.
Yeah, this is lovely arts and crafts, nicely carved.
Our valuers like the look of it. What about you, Henry?
Very, very interesting carved oak, arts and crafts, Art Nouveau frame. It's a speculative piece. I think I'm going to have a go to buy that. Hi, I'm Henry.
Good news, Dave. What do you want for it?
I'm looking for as much money as I can get, and I'm going to push Henry as fast as I can.
Well, there's no rush.
You brought in a lovely, lovely Scottish oak frame. Isn't it wonderful? How did you come to own it?
I got it off an old friend who downsized in his house, and he gave it to me.
Oh, how wonderful. Lovely gift.
And it's been in a wardrobe for 3.5 years.
So you obviously didn't like it that much?
I can't take to it. It's not my sort of thing to look at, but now people have been looking at it. You see it in the light. I've not seen it in the light. It looks a lot different.
It is. It is a lot different. I mean, it's typical Scottish arts and crafts. You know, it could be Glasgow School. The quality of it is good enough to be Glasgow School, and it's showing the Scottish Highlands with the Croft Cottage. Could even be a bothy for the gillies.
Very interesting.
And then you've got, obviously, the thistles coming down into these wonderful arts and crafts meets Art Nouveau medallions at the bottom. The actual picture itself is a very, very famous painting, and it's Burns's Grace.
Right.
The artist, the one and only Henry John Dobson. Sadly, the picture is a print, because if it was actually the original painting, you could retire very nicely, thank you very much. The whole piece is put together beautifully. It captures and encapsulates Scotland in that period.
OK.
Frames like this don't tend to come up very often because they're so susceptible to damage. And this is just almost as good as the day it was made. It really is in such good condition. What a lot of people might do with this, which some would consider to be sacrilege, would be to take the print out and put a mirror in there. Problem is, we have at the bottom of this a verse from Burns's Grace.
Right, I wonder what that was.
I'll see if I can read it. Some hae meat and canna eat, and some would eat that want it. But we hae meat and we can eat, and say the Lord be thank it. The whole thing, it's just a nice thing. What are you hoping to do with the money?
Well, I'm going away on a cruise. It'll go a long way towards that.
A long way towards it?
A long way towards that, yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure we could, you know, maybe help you along a little way.
We'll see how far you put and what you're going to put on the table and see where we go from there.
Well, should we have a look?
Absolutely, you've got plenty there. Bring it all out.
They all say that. 20. £40.
Oh, no. No, I'm looking for a lot more than that.
A lot more?
I am, yes. Maybe some different coloured ones. Not blue.
Not blue. It's a good decorative bit. It would be lovely to be able to attribute it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of research would have to be done to attribute that.
OK.
How about £60?
No. You're a long way off.
I'll have one more stab at it.
OK.
£80.
Is that your final offer?
I think it is. I love it, having spent many, many summers in a cottage in Scotland. But it is, for me, it's where I am and what I do, it's a limited appeal. So I think £80 is all I want to offer for it.
It's not what I want to get out of it, to be honest, and I think we'll go to auction with it.
Sure?
Yes, I'm absolutely certain, sir.
I wish you the best of
Thank
luck.
you, Henry.
Thank you
Thanks for
very
your help
much
and thanks for your information.
Pleasure.
It's been fantastic. Henry's offer of £80 wasn't quite what I wanted, so it's off to auction. I'm going to prove Henry wrong.
To be honest, if I had bought it, I would have put it straight into the auction myself. And do you know what, Dave? I'd rather you have the money.
Oh, you're so generous. Over in the sale room, auctioneer Mark Anderson thinks Dave will prove Henry wrong.
I'd like to think that we will do better than the offer of £80, which was put on the table. I personally like it, which might sort of colour my views on this a little bit. I hope it'll make the top estimate of £150.
Dave can't make the sale, but the Duke's looking after business for him.
I think it's got something about it. I think a lot of picture dealers would want to go with this, especially if they've got a picture of that period. There's lots of purposes for a frame like this.
Lot 90, early 20th century oak, arts and crafts picture frame. I think it'd make a fantastic mirror. It's in the style of Glasgow School, definite arts and crafts. Who's going to start me off on this then? £60 I'm started, it's £60, any advance now? It's £60 I'm started.
They're not biting at it, I'm surprised.
60 at 60. It's a good thing, this. Where are the bidders? £60 for it, 5, thank you, at 70 again against you. At £70, you're coming in again. 5, 80, 5, 90. 5 here first, would you like 100, sir? Come on. 95 is that, 100, thank you, at the back of the room I have. At £100 level money.
One bidder here in the room at 100.
Is there any advance at £100? Selling it, I hoped you were going to make more, but the gentleman's got himself a bargain there at the back at £100 level money.
I also think it was a bargain. There's commission to be taken out of that. That leaves £82. Not a lot different. Henry Nichols. Henry, you were right on the ball. You bid £80 cash. Nevertheless, David went for the gamble. Real Deal is here in the sale room at £100, taking home £82.
Coming up, Jo is out of her comfort zone.
My brain hurts just thinking about it. £50.
Is that it?
Historical photos of Concorde? Not a clue.
But Tracy's like a pig in muck.
I am the golden girl. I'm a bullion dealer, so I know exactly what that's worth to the penny.
Okay.
And basically, really, I need to just get some money out and put it on the table and just get it bought.
Hey!
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Blackpool. So far, the den's been a lot like the pleasure beach. We've got the big one.
I thought. They absolutely love them. I love them more than you, though.
We've got some dodgems.
I'd take 40.
I don't want it.
Neither do I.
And we've had some illuminations.
This is a big, showy ring.
I like big showy things.
I gather, looking at these.
But with what Johnny's brought along, our Jo could be well and truly in the dark.
Give me a nice piece of silver, nice piece of glass, and we're laughing. Historical photos of Concorde? Not a clue. My brain hurts just thinking about it.
Thought as much. Any idea what you want for them, Johnny?
Oh, as much dollar as possible. I don't know. I would like to see maybe £200, a bit more.
Could be worth millions. I have no idea. I'd make a start and let's see what happens. You've brought an unusual lot in, Johnny. Would you like to tell me a bit about it?
I don't know an awful lot. They actually belong to my neighbour, who's a bit camera shy. He found them in the loft when they moved in, and I just thought they were quite interesting. I mean, the BAC were based in Kirkham near Preston, and we're basically the military wing of, you know, British Aircraft Company.
And he doesn't know how they've come to be up in the attic?
No, it looks like it was possibly somebody employed by them.
So BAC were the major manufacturers of not only aircraft, but I believe arms as well?
Well, military aircraft.
Right. And these were taken by their press office, I suppose, for their catalogue.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is not only of an interest from the aviation point of view, but from the local point of view.
Yeah.
Now, we're guessing that these spread through the 1960s and 70s, and within the folder, how many images have you got altogether?
Do you know what? I think in total there's maybe close to 100.
There's far too many to go through. These are the ones that I selected because I thought they were interesting. This one being the Spitfire. I'll turn it over and you can see it's got the company stamp on it from Preston, which is just
down the road.
Down the road, up the road, down the road.
Down the road.
Down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost my geography there. This is Concorde. And of course we've got a very young Queen Elizabeth II here, and Philip, and Mrs Thatcher. Now there's quite a lot in here, aren't there, of royalty and visiting.
Yeah.
And we've got this tremendous picture taken of Blackpool Tower.
Yeah.
This is up at the top, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the top. That's the walkway around it, yeah.
Do you know, Johnny, I haven't got a clue. They're good social history pictures, very, very specialised. I wouldn't know where to start. Really, I think these should be right out in the open market. I think they should be out on the net. So I'll make you an offer, because that's what I'm here to do. But I think the best place for them is auction. £50.
Is that it?
That's it. My advice is take them to auction and let them do the work. So I have to ask you, my offer's £50 because I haven't got a clue. What's your answer?
I think we'll go to auction and we'll see if we can get a broader audience. Thanks for your advice.
Best of luck. Thank you very much.
Bit out of your depth there, Joe.
I recognise Mrs Thatcher. I recognised our dear Queen. As for the rest...
Thanks again to Joe, but just watch this space if we get the right buyer.
Over at the sale room, auctioneer Mark Anderson thinks he knows who that buyer is.
Well, I think it's an unusual group of photographs that Joe decided not to buy this time. I can understand why. It's a bit of a specialist item, but there are some sort of big hitter personalities in there. We've got a royalist interest with Princess Margaret, the Queen, Duke of Edinburgh as well. So I think it'll appeal to a royalist, a traditionalist, and probably a militaria collector.
Unfortunately, Johnny can't make the sale, but the Duke's ready to take the helm.
The reserve is set at £200. I don't know on this one. It's a tricky one, isn't it? There are people who are crazy for aircraft. These are the people we're looking for today. Are they going to sell? Well, Cole, chocks away. Let's see.
Interesting lot, this. A collection of mid to late 20th century, mainly British Aircraft Corporation. Whole lot of interest here. 46 different images. Interest begins at £120. £120 any advance.
Only 120 at the moment.
130, 140, 150, 160, 170 this time. 180.
180?
At £180 any advance at 180.
It's not at the 200 reserve.
180. Shakes his head, I'm afraid, at 180. Not enough this time. It's at £180. It passes.
OK, it did not make the £200 reserve. I'm sure there's a rarity there, but you need a particular type of purchaser. And that purchaser was not here or on the internet.
Yeah, it was a bit too specialist.
No need to gloat, Joe. But you'd have every right to brag if you walk off with our cash giveaway.
£60,000. Now, the good news is it is tax-free. Just one lucky person is going to scoop the jackpot and win the lot. Have a crack at it. You never know. It might be your lucky week.
This is week 2 of our 2-week prize draw that gives you a chance to win a whopping £60,000. Call 0906 8788 Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Text WIN to 68123. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Or go to the website. Entries cost £2. Alternatively, post your name and phone number to DRD 0918 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines closed this Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. Back in the den, our Tracy's about to find out that all that glitters is gold. Right, Mel?
Yes, definitely.
So, what are you selling all this for?
Well, I have had my eye on a handbag for quite a while, so a new handbag.
You can never have too many.
I've got quite a few designer handbags, but I don't want to reveal everything, because if my husband watches, then he's not going to be happy that I'm spending my money on handbags.
Well, one woman's handbag is another's gold. Right, Tracy?
I am the golden girl. I pay the best. Number one, do you want to tell me a little bit about it?
OK, it's jewellery that either I've bought over the years or boyfriends have bought me that's just been sat in a drawer at home, so I'm not really doing anything. Got my eye on a new handbag, so...
I was going to say, what you're going to do with the money. That was the number two.
Oh, right. And one of the bracelets, this one, the boyfriend that gave it me at the time said it had diamonds in it, but I wasn't really sure whether that was true or not.
There might be diamonds. They're so small. They probably are diamond chippings. They're just tiny little chips rather than big diamonds, do you know what I mean? Like you said, we've got a quantity of jewellery. We've got 2 bangles here. And we've got these 3 different, you've got like a rope train. That's like a figure 8 or a knot type bracelet. St. Christopher. And just a quantity of earrings and pendants, really. They're all 9 carat. I know it sounds awful, but for me, it's just its metal value. There's nothing that I would really want to resell. So basically, really, I need to just get some money out and put it on the table and just get it bought.
Yeah, oh good, yeah. I'm here to sell.
So we're going 100, 200, 300, 400, 450, 500.
So I was hoping for a little bit more.
Right, I'm going to be truthful with you. I think we need to bring David in because I'm a bullion dealer, so I know exactly what that's worth to the penny.
OK.
So, shall we bring David in? Because I'm near there.
So, yeah, let's bring David in.
Now then, Mel, you know
Hi,
that this
David.
girl is as sharp as razors.
Right.
She knows this job backwards. What's she put on the table?
500. I just wanted a little bit more.
Pretty good, I'll tell you. I can tell you that there is £520 worth of bullion here.
Right.
Now, to make it work, she might be able to sell separately some of these pieces and get a little bit more than the scrap price. So she can try and make a little bit of money that way. Is that it?
I'll give you another tenner, but that's it.
OK. I'm going to say no hesitation. Because if you send that to the auction, the difficulty is a dealer, hard-nosed dealer.
I'm not.
I'm not saying you are, but a hard-nosed dealer will look at that and say, weighs in at £520, I'm only going to bid 400 quid, put on the commission something like 470, and I've still got a bit of a margin between 470 and 520. But where the gavel falls at 400, they will take off you about 18%.
Right.
So no hesitation, she will make it pay because she'll get that little bit extra for the odd piece, but you've had good value for money.
Thank you, David.
I told you I was going to buy it.
So, yeah, I think that's a really good
you've
offer.
got to.
Yes.
Thanks, Mel.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it in.
Thank you.
I was always going to buy it. I'm a bullion dealer.
Happy days. And I got an extra 10 as well for a drink later.
And you'll be dancing round that posh new handbag before you know it. After the break, will Faye's offer cut it with Alan?
If you put another £5 down, and I'll tell you what, I'll give you the free haircut.
Ooh, now you're scaring me.
Laura's not giving anything away either.
I acquired them about 4 or 5 years ago.
Elaborate on acquire?
I can't elaborate. I'm not going to.
Wasn't she lucky, Mare?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from the Las Vegas of the North. Gee, we're in Blackpool, lad.
Alan's turned up with some silver for our Faye.
What's not to like about silver?
I'm sure you'll tell us in a minute. Any tactics, Alan?
Well, being a Yorkshireman, I'll just haggle until I get somewhere near the price that I'm looking for.
And what are you looking for?
£100.
So come on, Faye, what's not to like?
What can you do with a silver spoon?
Stir your tea?
But I love the little hip flask. I could take that to the football with me.
Just for medicinal purposes.
So are these items that you've collected yourself?
No, the hip flask was my grandfather's.
OK.
The spoons were my aunt.
They're very pretty. Nowadays, they're nowhere near as fashionable as they used to be. People used to spend, the whole life collecting these spoons. I've had so many collections of them. And they used to do those, like, little wall displays. Have you seen them? And they'd keep... And every time you walk past them, they'd all fall on the floor and drive you mad. There's not so much a call for it anymore. But there's one I particularly like here. So if I just pick this one up, the interesting thing about this spoon, we have a lovely hallmark, clear hallmark, and I love to be able to see the maker's initials. And the initials on this are CH, which stands for Charles Horner. And Charles Horner, I mean, without even looking, I'd expect to see the Charles Horner hallmark because it's so typical of his style. He's very well known for small bits of silver with enamel, bits of jewellery, pretty little pieces, arts and crafts movement, very prolific silversmith.
Right.
However, I say all that, the spoon's seen better days, really. It's a little bit misshapen in the bowl, and there's a little bit of the enamel chipped here, which is a pity because that is personally my favourite one, and probably the most collectible out of these. But this is interesting, and it's got like a 1930s style to it, and I think I can see a little hallmark. I can't quite read the maker's name because it's been worn, but we've got the anchor obviously denoting Birmingham, date letter H, and I think that's what, H, 1932.
My grandfather would probably have owned it then.
It's just a really pretty thing, and it's come in the little leather pouch. So what made you bring them along today?
Just to get rid of them, really.
Just to get rid of them?
Yes.
I like that. Am I right? Have you got a bit of a Yorkshire twang there? In your
Yes.
Because you Yorkshiremen have got a reputation for being a little bit tight.
A bit canny.
And us Brummies have to. So, I really ought to put some money on the table and let's see what we can do.
OK.
If I manage to buy them, what will you do?
I shall probably put it towards a holiday.
How much money are you expecting?
Oh, a couple of thousand.
A couple of thousand. Come on then, let's have a look what we've got here. I've got 20. I've got £40, Alan. You're really impressed with that offer?
I am very impressed, to be quite honest. Unfortunately, not enough.
Let me see if I can tempt you with a £10 note.
No, you will not tempt me with £10 note. You're getting halfway there.
The big problem I've got here, I love that. Can sell that. These nowadays are just so out of fashion.
Yeah.
I really struggle to sell these.
But you will sell them.
I might end up just stirring my coffee with them.
Well, yeah. Well, you've got some nice spoons to do it with.
Look, I'm going to put another £5 down. We've got £55 on the table.
No, I don't think so, not at that.
What value have you been given for these?
80 to 100.
OK.
So if you get up to 80, we might be able to barter.
This is what I will do, but that will be it. Put 20 down, that makes £75. I don't want to put another penny down. So you have to weigh up now whether you're prepared to sell them for that or whether you fancy a day out with Mr. Dickinson and take them to auction.
I think if you put another £5 down, I would take it. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you the free haircut.
Ooh, now you're scaring me. Right now, here?
Well, if I could find a pair of scissors, yeah. I mean, I'm a retired hairdresser.
Oh, are you? OK, fair enough. Do you think I need a haircut?
Probably want the ends cut in, yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
With all that said and done, I'm not going to put another £5 down.
No?
I am where I want to be with that. The decision is yours. No pressure. We've got all day.
And it's wine o'clock.
Then it's wine o'clock. Yeah.
I would have liked another £5 and I would have settled for that.
If you were to go to auction, you would need for these to go in the region of £100 to take home £75. So I still think that £75 is a good offer.
Yes.
But you have to be happy. I want you to be happy with your decision.
Right. I think I would be wise to take them.
Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Faye.
Gosh, that's such a firm handshake.
Not too disappointed then, Alan?
I would have liked a little bit more, but £75 is £75. So I'm happy.
Thought what you're going to do with those spoons yet, Faye?
The spoons, I suspect I'll be using to stir my tea and coffee for a long time to come. But that hip flask is going to be filled with something rather nice, and on a cold winter's day, it's going with me to the football.
Why wait till winter?
Classy bird.
And you could be sipping on something special if you get your hands on our cash giveaway.
It really is an absolute whopper. 60,000 quid. Now, if you've never entered the competition, the Duke is saying, well, why not? You have as good a chance as anybody. And you never know. This might be your week.
This is week 2 of our 2-week prize draw that gives you a chance to win a whopping £60,000. Call 0906 8788 Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Text WIN to 68123. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Or go to the website. Entries cost £2. Alternatively, post your name and phone number to DRD 0918 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines closed this Saturday at 9:30 in the morning.
This is a reproduction, so they don't have a resale value.
It's a very nice range, so £300, £400, £500, £600, that kind of area.
Across the den, Laura's got a lovely pair of watercolours for our Joe.
I got them from a car boot about 5 or 6 years ago.
Quid's in. What are you going to ask for them?
I'm going to be as cheeky as possible and hopefully I'll get somewhere.
You like a portrait, don't you, Joe?
Yeah, I do like a portrait, but I like them about this big. I don't quite put you with these. So how do you come to be together?
I acquired them about 4 or 5 years ago.
Elaborate on acquire?
I can't elaborate. I'm not going to.
You're not going to? What's made you decide to come here today?
Well, we've had them at the back of a wardrobe for about 4 or 5 years, and we knew that you guys were coming into town. We thought, why not?
And do you know anything about them?
All I know is that it's G. DeLuca, and that I've actually seen some prints of the lady online, but I've not seen anything of the man. But obviously, we've got the original.
Do you remember when DeLuca was alive, when he was active?
I think it's around the 1900s he was.
My initial idea was that they were Italian. Is that what they said he was?
Yes, yeah, it was.
They are very typical of the time.
Yeah.
They were immensely popular until about 30 years ago. These lovely, gentle watercolours. Portraits of older people,
yeah,
generally, has just gone.
Okay.
This has been done by a good artist. The way he's presented the subject is very nicely done. The scale as well. The way he's softened out the image down to nothing. He's graded it so all your eye is just drawn to the face. It's quite a clever skill. This style of painting was extremely popular from about 1880 to about 1910. Anyways, we'll try a bit of money. 20, 40, 60, £80 to start. I'll test the waters.
It's not bad for the frame, but what about the actual picture now?
No, I'm not buying those old frames. They go in the bin. I think we'll have David in and give you a bit of advice.
Well, they're very nice. They're Neapolitan, they're elderly people, they're beautifully executed, they're bang out of fashion, but they're very nice. The estimate from our independent values, they've gone 1 to 150, which doesn't sound a lot of money when you look at the sheer quality, but it's the commerciality of the subject matter. 30 years ago, 40 years in the sale room, there were lots of private people wanting wall fillers for their cottage, for their small bijou apartment, and they would have gone mad over these. Never mind, they're old people. Oh, they're lovely quality, and we'll buy them.
They'll fit that space.
But they're not there anymore, those buyers. Now, 1 to 150 or £80. So what's the background with these pictures? Did you buy them or did you inherit them?
We bought them at a car boot sale, and we only paid a fiver for them, so
well,
it's good going.
There's no question that at £5 you were able to buy sheer quality. There's a profit there if you want it. It's a gamble if you go to the auction, but maybe it's a gamble worth taking. It's up to you to make.
What's it going to be? Is it going to be my folding stuff or a gamble at the auction?
Gamble at the auction, definitely.
Best of luck.
Thank you
I
very
hope we
much.
do really well.
Thank you.
Brave move, turning down a £75 profit.
I know I did only pay a fiver, but yeah, I was a bit cheeky and I want some more for it, so fingers crossed.
Can't blame a girl for trying, eh, Joe?
Yeah, wasn't she lucky, Mare? But I think I would have done the same as her. I think I would have gone for a gamble.
Think she'll do better than your 80 then?
No, she's not going to get more than I offered.
Well, we'll find out soon enough, but auctioneer Mark thinks this could go either way.
It's difficult to say whether a gamble is going to be a successful one. I think that an offer of £80 is probably a good offer. I know that one of these has sold previously for around about that amount. On that basis, it's a bit touch and go.
Laura can't make the sale, but David's on song in the sale room.
Oh, sole mio. Are they going to make the reserve of 100 quid? Well, they're worth that. It might be a little bit tight, but they're certainly worth 100 quid.
This is Gianni De Luca, a pair of 19th century Neapolitan watercolour portraits. Beautifully painted, bit out of fashion, but let's see what we can do. £50 starts me straight away. At 50, 50, 50. Any advance now at £50. Come on, they cover a damp patch. 5, 55, 55. We're on the net at 55.
It's crazy, isn't it? £55 for two portraits of that quality.
Is there any advance? Otherwise, we're going to have to leave it at £55. Not the strongest of bids. It's all we've got on the day at £55.
OK, no sale. They go up to £55 in the sale room. If you get a good offer, a good profit, the first profit can be the best profit. On the day, Joe Brayshaw, £80. That was the real deal.
Still to come. When Henry met June.
I think you're going to push me to the limit, aren't you?
Would I ever?
I think you might do, actually. £640 cash.
Yeah, but they look better in hundreds.
Oh, June, behave. June is going to give me a run for my money.
Oh, there you are. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Blackpool.
It's been a funny old day in the den.
All right, Pickles. Yeah, what? So I can't hear you.
Very suitable for a peer of the realm.
So, for one last deal, we thought Henry would like shy, retiring June.
Today I came with my bestest friend to flog her 2 coins, and she wants £6.50 for them. OK? Have a nice day. What else do you want?
Something tells me June is going to give me a run for my money.
You don't know the half of it, Henry.
I love gold coins. What's the history behind these?
They belong to my friend, who's a bit camera shy.
Well, you've come to the right person.
Well, I knew that.
So how did your friend come to have these?
They were given to her by her husband years ago.
Should we go through them and have a look?
Yes.
We'll start with the smaller one. It's rather lovely gold guinea, which is dated to 1690, which makes it from the reign of William and Mary. The coin itself is actually not in bad condition at all for its age. Sometimes people find them when they're metal detecting, and when they go to dig it up, they put a mark into it or a scuff. But this has been kept very well for some time, except they've mounted it to be a pendant. We can see that they've soldered the actual mount onto the coin, and that is nigh on impossible to remove without trace, which means that coin collectors wouldn't really buy it. It's in 22 karat gold, but I suppose you knew that already, and it's a nice coin. And we come on to this one. This one is a Victorian £2 piece. So effectively it's the equivalent of 2 sovereigns.
All right.
So a sovereign weighs 7.9 grams or 8 grams, depending on what day it was minted. So a £2 coin will be double that in its weight. Again in 22 carat. This one's dated to 1893. We can see at the front there. These are very common. This is also extremely worn. On George and the Dragon here, the detail is so worn. So the 2 coins here are really worth what they're worth in their bullion weight. So did your friend have any idea what she's hoping to get for the coins?
Yes.
She has?
Yes.
OK. So it's not going to be a case of this is going to be an easy deal for me. I think you're going to push me to the limit, aren't you?
Would I ever?
I think you might do, actually. You have that look. You have that look. Trust me, June, you have that look.
Right.
So what I need to do is get some money on the table and see if I can tempt you to part with them. OK? 50. 100. 150. 200. 250. 300. Am I getting warmer?
No, yeah.
That was very, very bluntly said.
Right, that's me.
Ouch. Looks like Henry could be in trouble here. We'll be back in a jiffy to see how much more money June can squeeze out of him. Meanwhile, we've got a heap of cash to give away. Remind us how much, David?
It's £60,000. It is a huge amount of money. You know what you have to do. The Duke is saying to you, what are you waiting for? Best of luck.
This is week 2 of our 2-week prize draw that gives you a chance to win a whopping £60,000. Call 0906 8788 Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Text WIN to 68123. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. Or go to the website. Entries cost £2. Alternatively, post your name and phone number to DRD 0918 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines closed this Saturday at 9:30 in the morning.
£350. £400. Are you on commission for these?
She's going to get me dinner.
She's going to get you dinner? OK. Well, I'll have to allow a little bit for dinner.
Not fish and chips.
£450. £500.
No.
No.
She'd kill me.
She'd kill you. Good friend, then. 520. 540. 560. 580. What do you think about 600?
A little bit more.
A little bit more. 620. £640. Cash on the table.
Yeah, but they look better in hundreds.
Oh, June, behave. How about I stick down a tenner to make it 650, and that allows you a good meal out.
I don't like brown.
You don't like brown. It's such a shame that the guinea isn't.
I think you will be able to smooth it down myself. I think you will.
If I could...
I could do it myself.
You could do it yourself? Can I give you a job? I could see you in my workshop.
Well, my husband was a builder, so I've got all the gear.
What, chainsaws and...
Hatchets, saws.
Hatchets. I hate to tell you this, June, but I'm going to retract my offer of giving you a job.
OK.
Because I wouldn't trust you with a hatchet or a saw. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that tenner away, because you say you don't like brown.
Don't.
And I'm going to put 20 quid down, so that takes us up to £660. How do you feel about that?
660?
Yeah, I think 660 is a good offer. How about 680? Yeah. That's such a defiant...
Another 20 among friends. Go on, go for it.
Oh, come on, June, 680. I think that's really fair. You're not biting at all, are you?
No.
So if I put another 20 quid down...
Yeah, we'll go for it. Go on. Go for it.
It's not often I get this bullied. You realise that, don't you?
Yeah, but you've got lovely eyes, you know.
Oh,
He's got lovely eyes.
And flattered.
Yeah, you have. Well, come on then.
So 700 quid, we'd have a deal?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
£700. We have a deal. June, you are a legend.
Fame at last.
Fame at last.
Are you still filming?
I dare you to do that on the table. Actually, no, I don't.
If I can get up there, I would.
Well done, June. Your friend will be happy.
Yes, she'd be ecstatic. I nearly lost my teeth.
June was a complete and utter poppet, and she flattered me to the degree that I just had to lay more money down, really, didn't I?
We've had a great day here in Blackpool. There's been some amazing deals, and a lot of our sellers are going home with a smile on their face and pocketfuls of money. And that's the way it should be. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. I'll see you.